Welcome, people. Here I am for it's sort of a vinyl update, I guess. It's more like a review of a recent find. It's something I've been looking for. I knew it was out. Actually, it's not like out to the public yet. I mean, it sort of is. You could get it through um, Record Store Day, Black Friday, through independent record stores, and then there was some record release parties that you could get it through. But beyond that, it's not been available to the public. I guess it will be later this month. But um, so this past weekend, we went to a record store we'd been to before, but we hadn't been to this store since they had moved into a bigger location, which is just like almost across the road from where they were. It's Plaid Room Records in Loveland, Ohio, and the store is a lot bigger than their old location. Even though their old location, they'd only been there probably, I'd say, maybe 2 years at the most. I'm just guessing. Um, but this location's a lot bigger. They have a lot more records, a lot more room. They have a stage, I guess, upstairs for bands to perform, which we didn't go upstairs to look, but there was someone there practicing, I guess. Um, and they put it this way: I'd seen records there that I had never seen anywhere else. Uh, I'd say probably 60% or more of the records I seen, I'd never seen anywhere. So that alone is pretty cool. Um, so I was looking through the compilations, and one of the guys that works there, by the way, these guys are really nice too. Uh, and he asked me, he goes, is there anything you're looking for? Or do you have any questions or something like that? I said, well, yeah, actually, I have a question. I said, there's this record, went through the whole thing, told him it was a Black Friday thing. And he goes, I think we do have one of those. And he asked the other guy that was working there, and he goes, I think we do have one. He goes, I'll find it. And the guy that asked me goes, he'll help you find it. He said, it'll take me about 5 minutes. He said, but I'll look for it. And so I went ahead and finished looking through the a compilation section I was in, and lo and behold, he found the one copy that they had left in the store and said, is this it? And I said, yeah, that's it. Something Weird's Greatest Hits. Ever since that I heard about this, uh, that it was going to come out, it's like, oh my God, that's the best idea ever for Something Weird. One of my favorite video companies, I guess, for lack of a better way to say it, is putting out records now. So this is the very first one. It's a double album, and I still am amazed that I got a hold of it, because I'm assuming this copy was from Record Store Day, Black Friday. And it's just black vinyl, but it has some awesome labels here. That one is sort of, I guess, red and black. And the one on the other side is black and blue. And, that was in my, I had planned on asking them just to see if they got one, because, it's worth a shot. I'm at a record store. But not really expecting to find it. And then this one. I'm standing up, by the way, for the first time. I think I've never done a video standing up. This one is yellow and white. Make sure I know my colors. And this one is black and red. So yeah, I really wanted to go to, and this is a stretch by any means, but I really wanted to go to one of the record release parties that they were having. Lisa Petrucci, the one that runs Something Weird, had, I think they were 3 or 4 of, I'll just leave that off. I want to read the track listing. They had 3 or 4 of the record release parties. I think there was one in Seattle. Seems like there was one in Portland. But the one I wanted to go to was the California one, I guess Los Angeles, because Howie Pyro was going to be the DJ there. And he had a huge part in putting this together too, as well with Kogar the Swinging Ape. They all contributed in one way or another to make this record happen. And I'm really glad that they did. This was also, it's distributed by Modern Harmonic, which is, I guess, also a division of Sundazed Music. But I'll read, I'm not going to read all of it here, but it says, "Are you ready to hear something weird? Take an auditory trip through a wacky world of oddball and obscure classic exploitation cinema soundtracks from the 1960s to the early 1970s, presented by one of the most beloved genre film companies of all time." And this album is dedicated to Mike Veraney, who passed away in 2014, who was the husband of Lisa Petrucci, and the one that initially, I guess, started digging up these old films and restoring them and releasing them. So, you know, for us weirdos, we're much appreciative of that. But to go into some of the tracks here, side A is, these are sort of loosely themed, I guess. Side A is Rockorama A Go-Go. There's 9 tracks. And then side B is Psychedelic Hippie Freakout, 8 tracks. Side C is the sleazy swinging sounds from the 60s. And side D is deliriously demented ditties. 10 tracks and 9 tracks. So I guess they're sort of put together in a type of genre per side. And I can't really give you standout tracks because they all, to me now, this is a collection that is just like one thing. You know, it's the best way to listen to it is the whole thing, the way it was meant to be. So I couldn't tell you one that stands out over the other one, although there is little snippets here and there from the actual movies too, in addition to the music, before the songs, or some of the songs. But the very first one that starts off with is the Something Weird theme, sort of the little swirly Something Weird that's on the intro to their movie trailers and their, I guess, DVDs and VHS. And then it goes into the Sid Dale Orchestra doing Hellraisers, which is pretty much, I guess, Something Weird's theme song. And so, I'll show you the back again there. So yeah, and I guess this is going to be the first of, I don't know how many volumes, they've not really said, but I'm ready for more. There's no question about that. So yeah, Something Weird video. I'll just read, I don't want to read all the liner notes because I figure if you wanted to get the album, you really don't want me to read it to you, but it really goes into a lot of detail here about each track and about how this album came together, and so on and so forth. So I think this will be available. I thought someone said the 21st. I don't know if that's right or not. I'll do that later. Because today is the 20th. So if that's true, then tomorrow it will be available. Now don't quote me on this, but I think tomorrow, if that's the right date, it'll be available on the Something Weird website, and I'm assuming Modern Harmonic and Sunday's Music. Maybe even Amazon too, I'm not sure. But whenever the date is that they're supposed to release it, you'll find them in those places. And this was also released on CD. It's a double CD, and I'd like to get a hold of that when they're all released for more widespread availability, you might say. So, if you're not familiar with Something Weird Video, I made a few videos in the past of my Something Weird Video collections, my DVD collections, and if you're interested in that at all, you can go back and watch those. If I can figure out how to post a link in this video, I will do that. If not, then you can go back and try to search if you even care. But some of the titles that I have that stand out to me just off the top of my head is a lot of the Herschel Gordon Lewis movies, particularly Blood Feast. And then there's, what's the other one called? Blood Freak, which is basically what some of us strange people would consider a Thanksgiving movie, although it's really like the most warped psychedelic movie you could think of if you want to even include the word Thanksgiving. There's turkeys involved, put it that way. And some of the other ones, I'm trying to think really. I don't ever do my research and my homework before I start a video. I just start rambling, in case you can't tell. But there's the title movie, Something Weird, that the company was named after, of course. Then I think Basket Case was originally released on Something Weird. There's Frankenstein's Castle of Freaks. There's some of the video companies have started to re-release some of the Something Weird on Blu-ray and so on. So that's cool. And Something Weird is always good for all kinds of extras. They have like hours of extras on their releases. There. So anyway, that's my slight review. And just to say that the record is everything I would hoped it would have been, just by knowing what I already knew about the company and their music and the movies. You know, with Howie Pyro, if you're not familiar with him, check him out. He has a radio podcast. It's a podcast. It's called Intoxica Radio. You can Google it and you can find it. And his show, his most recent show, and I don't know if it's posted yet, but his most recent show that he did, or I don't know if he actually did it yet. I think it was a couple days ago. Is Something Weird special, and he'll be playing tracks from the albums, and then he said he'll also be playing tracks that didn't fit onto the albums, so that'll be awesome. And if you're familiar with Lisa Petrucci, you can look her up. She also does artwork, and she has a Facebook page and all that good stuff. And Kogar the Swinging Ape, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he posts some really cool stuff, some funny stuff from time to time. So if you're interested in any of those people, you know, you might want to listen and look. Stop, look, and listen. That's the proper way to say it. Thanks for watching and listening to me babble for this review, very unprofessional-like. And we'll see you in the next vinyl update.